Welcome back to Next Top Singer. We are still in the casting round. Please watch episode 1 for an introduction. To make it in, you have to get a yes signal from at least 2 of the judges. 2 no signals means you are out. If you make it in, please read the description for instructions, and don't forget to confirm your role.
Hi, I'm Lavendrite, and I'm so excited to audition for you today. I'm erasing myself from the narrative that future historians wonder how Eliza reacted when you broke her heart. You have torn it all apart, I'm watching it burn. I'm watching it burn. The world has no right to my heart. The world has no place in our bed. They don't get to know what I said. I'm burning the memories, burning the letters that might have redeemed you. You'll forfeit all rights to my heart. You forfeit the place in our bed. You'll sleep in your office instead, with only the memory of when you were mine. I hope that you burn.
There were some pitch issues. Your voice sounded like you were really nervous. There were some nice higher notes, but those runs were really harsh. I think you could really use some lessons and training and then try to come back in a future season if we have one. I just don't think you're ready right now. It was just too pitchy, too raw, too rushed. It was just too everything but on point.
I'm going to have to call Christine and the Queens because I'm so tilted by the timing on that. I mean, what exactly happened? All over the shop. It's a no from me and a 1.5.
1.5. Oh, God.
Ouch.
Okay, well, Janelle, I don't completely disagree with Mark's score here because I think you are straining so much on the higher notes. Other than that, it was pretty nice, but that's a deal breaker for me, and it's going to be a 3. Ooh, that rhymed.
I took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle this season of my life? Ooh, I don't know.
Nathan Nix, yes from me, and a 6. A bit of a welcome 6, I think, from what was a bit of a slog to get to this point. There's some good stuff in there. May need to rein it in here and there, because when you get out of your comfort zone, there's a very clear wobble. You can kind of hear it coming before it actually happens. But in where you are comfortable, that's great. And then a little more work in terms of how you transition to some other areas to try and spice it up would be good without falling off of your game. But yeah, one of the better ones I've heard in this wave, and I think in the competition as a whole, so it's right up there for me.
So Nathan, welcome back. I'm so excited to have you back because you have so many great qualities in your voice. You have this warm tone, amazing falsetto. I mean, that's a great compliment because I'm very picky when it comes to falsetto, but you got it. And you can also put some dynamics in it. But I do want more dynamics still, and the mic was also peaking a little bit, so be careful with that. Also be careful not to waver off towards the end of your notes. That said, the emotion really got to me in this, and I gave this an 8.
I think you did a good job making the song your own, Nathan. I think there were some issues with the phrasing and trying to close things off too soon. It sounded like you were just kind of, I don't know if you're running out of breath or if it just was getting a little bit too strained and you just kind of it didn't sound like you intentionally closed it. It sounded like your voice was closing. But that's really kind of a minor thing. That's just, working on your phrasing, working on your breath. I do think you have a really nice voice, so I am giving this a yes and a 6.5.
It looked like I was the nicer one here, but Mark gave him his highest score because he wasn't going to give more than a 6 to anyone.
So I'm the bitch. I know. I get it. I get it. You don't have to point that out to me.
Usual.
I know.
I'm gonna let the silence speak for itself.
Let be by myself. Don't gotta entertain anybody else. No one to answer to. But sometimes I just want somebody to hold. Someone to give me the jacket when it's cold. Got the young love even when we're old. Yeah, sometimes I want someone to grab my hand, pick me up, pull me close, be my man. I will love you till the end. So if you're out there, I swear to be good to you. But I'm done looking for my future someone. 'Cause when the time is right, you'll be here. But for now, dear no one, this is your love song.
Pikachu, you have dynamics in this, but the more powerful notes lack some real edge. Real belting is a mix between head voice and chest voice and has a degree of edge in it, so look up proper belting techniques. I still gave this a 7.
Okay. Pikachu, I said there was just some minor pitch issues, nothing that can't be worked out. I thought there was great emotion in your voice. I think you have a really nice range, and I said yes with a 7 as well.
Okay, and it's a yes from me with a 5. Tough to make out some of the lyrics, so make sure you're opening your mouth enough to be able to articulate those, otherwise it sounds like you're mumbling a little too much. But there's some pretty good stuff other than that.
強くなれる理由を知った僕を連れて進め泥だらけの走馬灯によこわばる心震える手は掴みたいものがあるそれだけさ夜の匂いに空にらんでも変わってけるのは自分自身だけそれだけさ強くなれる理由を知った僕を連れて進め
Vandal.
Is he gonna vandalize our show?
Oh, maybe, maybe not. Not the best song choice in my opinion. I think it was just a little too much. You need to kind of pull it back and have some softer moments. Again, watch your timing. You don't have to cut the audition off mid-note. You really need to just try to work to figure out where is a good end point, where is a good start point. You don't have to start at the beginning. You don't have to end, like, literally, if it's 1 minute long, don't just keep singing and then end it like right in the middle of a note. Find a good place to end it. Even if you have, like, if you get, like, say 59 seconds, we'll end it in 56 seconds, but just give us a good clear beginning, a good clear ending, and a solid performance all the way through. But despite that, there was some really unique quality to your voice that I really like. I like the high note.
I'm worried about what will happen when you're not just gunning it, as I think your technique fails you a little bit when you try and add dynamic, which is something you're going to need in the later rounds. But, you know, again, some strong and very powerful vocal that we've seen from you in this early stage.
Yeah, so this is the complete opposite of Pikachu. Here you have too much edge because you're straining your voice. It doesn't sound clean enough, but I still prefer when singers are really trying to put a power into it. You actually remind me of Scott a little bit, our last winner. He also lacked major control in his first audition and a while after that, but then he grew into this really powerful singer, and I think you can too. If you train to get those controlled belts, you could be as powerful as him. Your version has more dynamics than Iggy's, but Iggy's was more controlled, so for me it's a tie, and a 7.5.
And it's been a while, but I still feel the same. maybe I should let you go. You know I'll fight my corner in that tonight. I'll call you after my blade is drowning in alcohol. Now I just wanna hold you. Give a little time to me. Open the cell, we'll play hide and seek. To turn this around, all I want is the taste that your lips allow. My, give me love.
Luna, there's a nice voice there, but it feels really timid to me. And there were too many pockets of not singing. When singing a cappella, you don't need to take those long pauses for non-existent instrumentals. We can't hear it. The only thing that we can hear is your voice. So please utilize those spaces of instrumental and just kind of like skip it and just keep singing. Try to fit more of the song into the moment. Because again, we don't hear the instrumental part. All we hear is long, awkward pauses.
Awkward silence.
I think some growing is needed. I also think that there's enough to say yes. I could kind of be swayed either way, to be honest. So
I think it's going to be 2 yeses. It's a yes for me and a 4.5. Some nice tone in there. Feels a little lost in it. I'm hoping it's because you're just not that familiar with the song, really. If it's one of your favourite songs of all time and you've listened to it 200 times, then that's alarm bells and you could be in some serious trouble and just get drummed out for being far too timid in the next round. But if it's just a case of not knowing the material that well, that would make sense. Would probably explain some of those issues I'm seeing. So it's a pretty comfortable yes for me.
Yeah, I not completely agree with Andrea, but pretty much. I mean, it's not the best a cappella song, like she said. There were a lot of pauses and a lot of wasted time, but you did show a little bit of dynamics though, and great runs. This is a very controlled pop voice, and that's always a yes for me. And I was the nicest one of us all, because I gave a 7.5.
I wasn't mean.
You are always there beside me. You come up with crazy ideas, and that's why we became friends. And that's why we became friends. You're crazy, but I love you, and we're best friends. Yeah, you're crazy, but I love you, and we're best friends. Yeah, you're always there. You're always there for me. Yeah, you're always there. Yeah, you're always there for me. I love you, yeah.
I'm a little concerned about the vocal maturity, but you have a very nice and sweet voice. I did feel the emotion in this, and that's always gonna happen when you write an original song. But it was not the best song choice for a competition, because you didn't show any range or dynamics. This is not a songwriting competition, so you need to think about what's gonna make a good competition song, which is gonna show my voice in the best possible way. I'm also concerned about the next round. Do you have the mixing capabilities? Do you have that audio technical knowledge? Otherwise, you can contact the mentors and really utilize that tips document. But I think you have potential, and it's a yes.
I think you have just such a really sweet voice, and I think there's a really nice quality there. I don't know. Competitions are going to be very hard. They're going to be difficult, and sometimes we might say things that, could hurt your feelings, Mark. And I just wonder if you're ready for the competition. I don't know, maybe it's the mama bear in me, but I just feel like maybe you just need a little more time to grow and mature just a little bit and then come back, because your voice is so sweet, but there's also kind of like a timidity to it, a timidity a little bit. I'm having a tough time. I want to say yes, but at the same time, I don't want you to get discouraged in this competition. There's just something kind of like a gut instinct that says, I don't know if you're ready for Mark. I'll say yes. I'm going to give you a 6.5 and I'm going to say yes. It's against my better judgment.
Be ready for Mark.
Yeah. Be nice, Mark. She seems like such a sweet girl.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the difference on that front is yes, but I tend to make it constructive unless it's just terrible. I mean, a few of these I've just had to just blast because it's ridiculous levels, but I've already seen enough here to know that you've got something and it's worth the constructive criticism to keep you rolling. So you're, exactly right. I take the comment on board, but it was a yes for me and a 4.5. So one of the, I guess, a stronger end of score for me more than anything else. Maybe a little better than middle of the road. In terms of going forward, gutsy to go for an original song. Something that is a little more mainstream is going to give you a little more variety to be able to show more of what your voice can do. I say gutsy, but maybe keep the originals for another time.
Yeah, and just when we go on, we're going to get mean. So.
14 is not a baby, though. I mean, we can
I know,
still...
but it just, there's something about the video. There's something about the video that just made me seem like she's a little bit... I mean, she's 14, but it kind of felt younger to me. I just want you to be prepared that we're not always nice, so...
They have seen the trailer with flatter than roadkill from Mark, so they should know what they're getting themselves into.
I know, but I guess I'm just a little... She reminds me so much of my niece. I think that's what it is. Like, just everything about her just reminded me so much of my little niece, and I guess maybe that's... All of a sudden, I just felt kind of a little more protective just because, I'm so protective over my nieces and nephews, so that might be the issue.
Should we have raised the age limits?
No, I just, like I said, I don't even think it's the age. I think she just kind of felt younger to me just in the video with the song choice and the song theme and the timidity in the voice. And I think that's maybe why it came off younger than she actually is. And maybe she can grow as she has more of a structured, like we're doing 2000s or we're going to do country or foreign language or whatever. Maybe she'll pick it up. It's a yes from all three of us. So just know going forward, we're not always nice.
Right now, I think that you think that I'm half drunk, searching for something of substance, casually dropping a line designed to keep you next to me. I can't awkwardly craft in advance. I know you wouldn't fall for that. You say, shut up and take my hand, and we carry on. I don't want to say goodnight. The city comes alive when we're together. Why can't Thursday last forever? I don't want to say goodnight. I've never been so sure. Just do it for the memories. Do it for Baltimore.
I'm hearing enough to be interested, but I am a little worried that some of the later rounds may expose a lack of versatility. We'll see.
Well, Kai, welcome back. This is actually Fallout Girl from season 5. Do you remember her?
Oh, Fallout Girl. Okay.
So I was really waiting to be blown away by this because I remember that you had power in your voice. You stayed in this kind of sing-songy voice instead with no real oomph behind it. But the maturity is there now, and that's really exciting because that's what was missing back in season 5, and that's why I had really high expectations here because a lot of doors have been opened for you now. So it's still a big yes for me.
All right, I guess I'm going to be the mean one. No, not too mean, not horribly mean. I mean, is it just me or a lot of the girls in the competition starting to sound pretty much like clones of each other?
Yeah.
I mean, I would not be able to pick Kai's voice out from like 13 other of the girls who competed so far. I mean, they're all starting to sound, it's the same pitch, it's the same song, it's the same style, it's the same like cutesy, wispy, soft, sing-songy. It's just, at this point, it's like, blah. You need to make a song your own. You need to put your personality in it. You need to make yourself stand out in a way where we say, yes, that's Kai. That is 100% Kai. I could pick that out from anywhere. Put some more emotion in there. But I think your voice is still really lovely, and I still think it's passable to get it to the next round. But please make it so that we can remember you and pick you out from the crowd. After a while, we're going to go for the ones who are doing excellent jobs, beautiful voice, and stand out from the crowd crowd and are memorable. So keep that in mind if you go forward.
Well, if I remember season 5 correct, she's gonna have no problem with that. I mean, if she brings that power that she had back then with the maturity that she has now, then she's gonna be a really strong competitor. So really looking forward to the next round.
Yeah, I remember her as Fallout Girl, but right now it's just a clone of everyone else that I've heard so far. So I really want to see her put her personality in there going forward.
Yeah, and the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed the power of a couple of years ago more than I enjoy the maturity now, to be honest.
That's true.
There's a lot more to latch onto then than there is now. But
I think I
if
agree
it's
with
still
that,
in there-
actually. Hello?
Yeah, you're still here. But yeah, if that's still in there, then we need a little bit of that mixed in with a little bit of us not saying you have an immature voice. So that's the secret.
Just put 2 and 2 together. I mean, you can't just bring one half of the complete package. I mean, last time you showed power, now you're showing maturity. We want power and maturity.
Yeah.
Yes, I may be the many pretty girls that know my name, but don't you worry, 'cause you have my heart. Yeah, it ain't easy to keep moving the city to city. Just get up and go, show my skill, and so I need you to be strong. Girl, I've been thinking about you worldwide, worldwide, worldwide. Like I've been thinking about you worldwide, worldwide, worldwide. Yes, I may be the many pretty girls that know my name, but don't you worry, 'cause you have my heart.
Okay, Ed, having heard Ginga's version in this in last season, I know how this can be done, and this was very timid and flat. There was no emotion. You really want to pick something that shows your soul. An audition is your time to sell yourself as an artist, and I'm not buying it.
There was just zero energy or range in the audition. I couldn't get a feel for what you can do. You need to have fun with your auditions. You need to have personality. You need to have a little power in there. You need to just kind of enjoy what you're doing. And it just sounded like, I don't know, there was just no energy, no range. You didn't sound like you were having fun whatsoever. It just didn't work. I mean, listen to the energy of that song and match that. Maybe if there's a next season, you can come back with a better song choice, but for now, it is a no.
Yeah, and I mixed that entry last season, so I listened to that song and the cover a stack load to try and get that right, and that was a complete contrast in all the wrong ways. I mean, treat the words like they mean something to you and grab hold of it, please. I mean, zero energy, and that probably shouldn't have even been sent in, to be completely honest.
Well, at least he tried. Somewhat. Almost-ish.
夢の狭間で泣いてないでどんな顔すればいいか分かってるだけどまだ答えてくれよ闇を払って闇を払って夜の帳が売れたら合図だ相対して回る感情線ざれ言などは吐きつけけどまだ止めないでまだ止めないで誰よりも里ある街に生まれしこの正体を今はただ呪い呪われた僕の未来を想像して走って転んで消えない旅だっては世界が待ってるこの一瞬を
I think you have a very unique voice. I just wasn't a really big fan of the song. It didn't give us enough range or versatility, but I do think that there's something to work with because of that unique quality in your voice. I do want to hear what you could do the next round. So I'm going to say yes with a 6.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh, dang it.
I tell you what, there is one thing that I'm absolutely not going to miss when this Next Top Singer YouTube Idol thing comes to an end, and that is the number of Japanese entries from people that have zero concept of the pacing of Japanese music. I mean, It's tough because it's probably not their first language, and I've studied Japanese at school. I understand how challenging it is, but also the pacing and the phrasing of it is so different compared to anything that's sort of European or North American. It's such a million miles away. One, it's difficult to really show any kind of vocal character with it as a start, and two, it's just really difficult to get your head around. So it's not conducive to a good cover to me. I wasn't a fan of that at all. It's a no from me and a 2.
Oh, wow.
That was
well,
painful.
I agree with some of your points. I mean, Japanese is a very tricky language to sing in because there are so many syllables. There are always more lyrics than actually singing, and you get kind of lost in that syllable competition with yourself. But those few moments when you really showed your singing were amazing, actually. You have a great tone. Just fix that audio quality and that background noise, and you're gonna do good, I think, if Mark can forgive you for this. I gave this a 7, actually. So screw you, Mark. And I'm not one to like Japanese covers, so that's really saying something about her voice.
I'll look forward to bouncing her out next round then. Next.
No, that's not gonna happen. Hopefully she learned her lesson.
Ouch. That hurt. I felt that one from way clear across the continent.
Meanness transcends time zones.
Yeah, there are always so many Japanese covers in this. That's not really what I was expecting when I first started this.
Yeah. Well, Japanese got quite popular as anime kind of started to spread all across the world.
I hate anime.
I love anime! I love it!
Now my friends are tired of hearing how much I miss you, but I kinda feel sorry for them, 'cause they'll never know you the way that I do. Yeah, today drove through the suburbs and pictured I was driving home to you. And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. I guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
Struggling a little with the timing, but it is a tough song for it as well, so I'll give you that. Big problem is that you didn't get the big high note that you went for, and if you're going for something like that and you're making it part of your minute or so entry, you absolutely have to nail it, otherwise it's going to stick out massively. But I had enough. Yes, 4.5.
Okay, well, Bliss, for me, you have a great voice, but you need to work on your enunciation, because I didn't understand the lyrics all of the time. But you do have a unique quality in your voice. At the same time, you are able to put some dynamics in it, and that's always a winning combination to me. You need training to make your belt stronger, but you do have huge potential. Be careful with those audio issues that are cutting your recording in some places, but this was still my best score in the second wave. I gave this a 8.5.
Okay. Bliss, I thought there was really good emotion in your voice. I really like the quality of your voice. There's a nice soft vibrato there. As you kind of went up into your upper register, I started to hear a little strain. Please be careful of that. I don't want you hurting your voice at all, but it's something that could be fixed. You know what? I guess maybe I was a little bit too mean on this. You know what? I'm saying yes, and I'm going to up my score just a smidge. I'm going to give you a 6.5 rather than a 5.
You were both too mean.
Yeah, I know.
I love this.
I was originally at a 5 and teetering between yes and no, so I mean, at least I'm not too mean.
Oh, wow. What made you unsure about it?
I don't know. I mean, I think it was the strain, and I was a little bit concerned if she forced it a little bit too much that she could hurt her vocal cords.
Well, I mean, you have accepted other auditions that strain their voices much worse than this, so I'm not really seeing any consistency here.
Not necessarily, because I remember turning down a lot of people too who had strain in their voice, but I was still leaning towards yes. I don't want anybody hurting their voice this season.
I didn't have a note on it, so maybe I would need to listen to that again. But it's still 3 yeses, so I guess it doesn't really matter this time around, since we're not revealing the best performance and such.
Yeah.
Not this time anyway.
However big however small. Let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see. Through the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
This is by far the best version I have ever heard in this show of this song. Great power, but I had the same comment to you that I had to loop in actually. Those high belts cause an electrical sound. A better mic would be better obviously, or find some editing techniques to mitigate that, like reverb and EQ and etc. Ask the mentors about that, because some of them have great mixing capabilities and they can really give you some useful tips on that. It was hard to hear if there was straining under that electrical sound, or if it was purely an audio technical issue, so that's really important. And you stayed mostly in one strong dynamic throughout it. I want some finesse too. Bring that softness too. I want to hear the full quality of your voice, not just one dynamic. But I still gave this an 8.
It's Twelsaloom, right? Twelsaloom? Okay. Twelsaloom.
I don't know.
I am so bad at pronouncing these names that they're picking for themselves. I really think that there is a really nice quality to your voice. There is power in range. I do agree with Petri that I can't tell if it's strain or if it's an issue because of the mic. I don't really know. I think a better quality mic is something that, you know, is always, I mean, if you have a friend that can lend you one that's a better quality than what you have, or if you can maybe put in a little extra money, because if this is something that you guys want to do, then it's always good to maybe save up and get yourself a decent mic. And then one thing too that Petri touched on, please use the mentors as we move forward, because they can really help, especially if you don't have anybody that can lend you a mic and you can't afford to get a better mic. They can help you with different tips for mixing to maybe kind of hide that a little bit. So definitely touch those mentors and say, hey, help me out a little bit here. But I said yes, and I gave you a 7.
I haven't got any real notes on the strain as such, but another technical point is on the low notes especially, need to make sure that you have breath support behind it to be able to sustain those and not fall off them too much. I'll listen back afterwards and see if there is some potential strain behind the mic issues or not, but wasn't something I personally picked up on.
Maybe you can render it in a higher bit rate. I mean, sometimes that can mitigate some of those issues, but I don't think it was a low bit rate here, so I don't think that's the problem.
Yeah, I'm sure a mentor could help going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
I see you change your number, that's why you don't get my calls. I gave you all of me, now you don't wanna be involved. Oh yeah, yeah, I really gotta face it. Oh yeah, yeah, I just wanna be the one, but to you we're already done. Tell me what you have to hit and run me now. I'm all on crying ugly. You broke my heart just for fun. Took my love but just left me numb. Now it's 8 in the morning, 8 in the morning, all because of you. Another story that's sad and true. I can feel the pain in you. You had to be the one to let me down, to color me blue. Hate to see you with someone new. I'll put a curse on her and you. Ain't no looking back, now you're dead and gone. My love is gone too.
Hoonie, you have a very unique sound, to be honest. If we're going to be honest here, I thought it was a foreign song at first because it was a little rushed and the enunciation just wasn't there. And for maybe the first couple seconds, I had no idea what you were singing. That's why I thought maybe it was like a Korean song. I thought it was like K-pop or J-pop. I really couldn't tell. But I do think there is a good voice in there. So I'm going to say yes with a 6, but you're going to want to watch your phrasing. You're going to want to open those notes up and enunciate enunciate better so we know what song you're singing and what language it's in. But I think there's enough to work there.
Definitely got something. Maybe need a better track to showcase the skills that you have got, and take that on board about enunciating as well, and making sure that we are getting everything that you want to bring across.
So Hoonie, this was a very professional sounding audition, but you lose 3 points because of the autotune, because I consider it cheating. I'm gonna remember this voice though, because it really stands out to me, and that's super important. You could go far, but again, be careful with the overuse of autotune in a singing competition.
Wow, fair play. I normally catch that.
You didn't catch that? And you're the audio technical guy.
Yeah, I know. That one slipped straight past me. I guess I was looking at other things.
Wow. I win over Mark. Yay.
I didn't even notice it either, but that was because I was trying to figure out if it was an English song or a foreign language song. I couldn't tell at the beginning there at all.
Good, you distracted from the autotune, at least for 2 judges. But not from me.
Uh-oh.
The falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long.
Okay, it's me.
Okay.
No, it's Mark.
Nope, it's Mark.
Okay, so not always the one who's asking.
Not quite. Okay, Susie then. Great sustain, but on such a stripped back piece, something that I said in one of the much earlier entries, a lot of character missing on that front, and you either need to pick a song that's got more to it itself, or you need to find ways to use your voice to just spice it up and give us something a little different, but good enough for me. It's a yes, and it's a 5.
I love that you said Spice, because Susie, you actually remind me of a Mel C from Spice Girls. So you really have to sing Mel C or Spice Girls at some point, otherwise I can't go on with my life. No, but okay. In the audition itself, you have a good vibrato and good sustain, but there was not much range or dynamics. So you really need to pick a better song choice in the future.
Yeah.
Like Mel C or Spice Girls.
See, I don't hear the Mel C, but I don't know. Never been really a Spice Girls fan, but...
Oh, my sister loved those when we were little.
You?
Yeah.
See, I knew
all of their names and everything.
See, I like some of their songs, but I think I was more into like the rock. Like I actually liked classic rock growing up because that's what my dad used to listen to. That Ozzy Osbourne. I think that's kind of where I was. But anyway,
well,
Susie.
I'm a 90s kid, so I guess that's why.
It could be. Susie, I just wasn't a fan of the song for an audition. Now, you do have good sustain, but some of the notes just went on way too long, and there just wasn't enough in the song to justify it. I rather would have heard those notes maybe shortened a little bit and then just kind of, I don't know, add some spunk into the song a little bit. For me, it just didn't work out. But compared to other entries, you have really good pitch and you're a lot stronger. I like the tone.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more auditions in the next episode. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.